Hey guys and gals, Ron Ipack here. Thanks very much for watching today's video. Now today, I'm going to be talking about car count. Yep, good old car count and how to get more cars into your shop. Now this is something that I've talked a whole lot about lately because geez, for the last few years or so, everybody's been swamped and they have not needed more car count. But for those of you that are experiencing a slowdown in car count, I think it's time you start looking at marketing again and start paying attention to what you need to do so your car count doesn't drop down too far and then you wonder what the heck happened to your business. Okay, so today I want to talk about a good solid marketing strategy that quite honestly I've been talking about for the past 25 years or so. I have a lot of clients that have been using it for the past 25 years or so, month after month after month, and it continues to do well for them. And that is sending out a good old customer newsletter every single month. Now, I know this isn't exciting. I know this isn't sexy. This isn't anything, this whiz-bang new stuff that you're looking for. And that's exactly the reason why I want to talk about it now, because it seems like everybody's looking for the next new thing. When there's something that's been around that keeps chugging in clients constantly, month after month, and it's very, very simple to do, very easy to do, and I think you need to consider doing this as part of your marketing strategy every single month. Okay, now this is not an email newsletter. This is actually a printed newsletter that shows up in somebody's mailbox every single month. Okay, and that is very important. Email, they just don't get read. If you look in your mailbox lately, there's hardly anything in it. So there's no competition when you send a piece of mail to one of your clients, and they're going to be able to see it. And they're going to be able to read it. Okay, so let me kind of roll back the reason why you should be doing a newsletter every single month. Look, everybody considers themselves to be in the auto repair business, and I've always had a contrarian look, a view of that. Okay, you're not in the business of fixing cars. You're in the relationship business, right? Your marketing should be designed to get the customer in the door, then your customer service, then your skills as an auto repair technician or your technicians, that then takes over. And then you're in the relationship business because that's what gets them back in the door again and again and again. And it's much easier, much less expensive to get somebody back in the door than it is to go out and get another customer in the door. A lot of people think, well, I do such a great job that all my customers come back. Well, if you're struggling for car count right now, we know that's not very true right now, do we? Okay, not everybody that you do work for comes back to you. Sometimes they hop from shop to shop to shop. Look, if you're neglecting them, they're going to neglect you. So that's the reason why a customer newsletter works really well, because it is a feel-good contact. It's something that you're going to send to them every single month. It's not a newsletter that's all about car repair, because quite honestly, people don't care as much about car repair as you do. So it's something that actually gets opened, it gets read, and oh, by the way, it happens to have a few coupons that are designed to get people to respond back and come into your shop. Look, if you're thinking of your customers every single month, they are then thinking of you every single month because you're constantly sending a newsletter to them and they're getting it in the good old mailbox. And trust me, people appreciate things showing up in their mailbox more than just some old electronic newsletter or an electronic email that shows up. So let's talk about the newsletter itself. Now, as I mentioned before, it's not about auto repair, okay? You're really thrilled about auto repair because that's your business. But the average person out there, they just want to turn the key on and drive. Okay, that's all the interest they have. They want to make sure their car is safe. They want to make sure it's reliable. But that's pretty much it. So filling a newsletter all about everything that has to do with auto repair and maintenance, things like that, that's just going to bore the crap out of everybody. And they might look at one or two issues of your newsletter, but pretty much after a while, they're just going to start throwing it out. Okay, I always use the story of, we've got a pest control guy that stops by my house, and if he sent me a newsletter every single month about all these creepy crawly bugs and stuff, just not going to be that interested, right? So your newsletter needs to be what I would consider to be, if you remember Reader's Digest, if you're old enough to remember when Reader's Digest came out, but what Reader's Digest was a compilation of all kinds of articles, about a lot of different things. It wasn't just on one subject. Well, that's really the way your newsletter needs to be. Just small little snippets of information that's going to keep your customers engaged and looking at the newsletter. So I have here one of our Fuel for Thought newsletters. I don't know if it's in focus here or not, but in this particular issue, this happens to be our October issue from last year. Keeping your kids and yourself safe this Halloween, the birth of the jack-o'-lantern. So it's all about Halloween. It's got the October events there. It's how to guard your identity closely, some things about financing. It's got a little cartoon in there. It's probably got some recipes in here. It's just a little bit of everything, and that's really what your customers are going to be looking for. They're not going to be looking for something that is going to show up in the mailbox and say, hey, come buy my shit. Okay, they're tired of seeing those types of advertisements. It's just come in, buy something from me, buy something from me. Look, you're in the relationship building business. Your job is to get your customers to come back again and again and again. And one great way to foster that relationship when they're not in the shop. So you do a great job when they're in the shop, but what do you do when they're not in the shop? How do you keep that good feeling going month after month after month, so when they do need you, they can come back to you? Well, that's what the newsletter is all about. Now, don't think that you're sending something out that doesn't have any advertising. No, okay? At the bottom of our newsletter that we show here, that's where the coupons are, at the bottom of each one of these pages. Okay, and these newsletters are made to send out just as folded over like this, and they get stuck in a mailbox, so no envelope is needed. It's a very, very simple, easy way to get a good feel-good message out to your clients every single month, so that they do remember who you are. And it works on the process of reciprocity. I do something good for you, you do something good for me. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing these videos. I'm doing something good for you, giving you some good ideas to help your shop do better. Hey, maybe eventually you're going to do something good for me, and maybe you're going to buy something from me or become one of my clients, or something along that line. And that's the way this whole thing works. Now, these are meant to be sent to your customers, people that have already have a relationship with you, the people already know, love, and trust you. And I think it's a great way to stay in contact with your customers, let them know that you care, and to remind them who you are, and give them an offer to come in. But that offer is also attached to the rest of the newsletter, which is really, really interesting for them to read. So you can create your own newsletter, but I can pretty much tell you, you're just never going to do it. So if you are interested in taking a look at the newsletter, we'll be happy to tell you all about the newsletter that we write. It's very, very inexpensive. We write the newsletter for you. We customize it for you. We send it off to a printer that will print it and mail it for you. So it's a really, really simple, easy, seamless process that takes you no more than maybe 20 to 30 minutes per month, versus trying to sit down, put something like this together on your own. You got hours and hours and hours invested in it. You might do it one time, but you won't do it again. How do I know that? Well, that's the reason why we provide this service for our clients and for you if you're interested in doing the newsletter, because most people just don't have the bandwidth or the ability to go ahead and do things like that on their own. And one final thing here, this, as you can pretty much tell, is not the world's sexiest looking newsletter. Okay, could we make it really nice? Could we make it multicolored? Could we, make it on glossy paper and everything? Yeah, sure we could. But this is designed to look like you sat down and you wrote it and you took it and you printed it out and you stuck it in a mailbox. Okay, it's all about that relationship. And look, if it looks like you put a lot of effort towards your marketing and sending something that's really nice, something that they really appreciate getting, that's where the reciprocity comes in. It's kind of a folksy thing. You're working hard to give them some good information. They're going to come into you time and time again. We know this. We've proven it. thousands of times, and it will work for you. So if you're interested, down below this video, I'll put up a link to contact my office and talk with Charlotte, and she'll be happy to walk you through, give you some pricing, let you know who you should be sending the newsletter to, everything like that. So if you're interested in something like that, contact my office and we'll be happy to hook you up with a killer marketing strategy. Thanks for watching.